This is the X account of Austin Steinbart. His last post appears to have been November 11, 2025. While wondering where he has gone, I also reflect on some of the many fascinating things he's shared. Behind Austin's statements and behind the statements of those other potential white hats exists a hidden reality that underlines a hidden war for supremacy and energy generation. There is a need for strategic positioning dominance that goes along with energy dominance. With respect to recent news, I sometimes reflect on content I previously uploaded concerning potential inside knowledge Austin had concerning international affairs, including the Greenland Marker with its strategic and mineral resource importance.
If we have a problem with somebody, we're just going to come out and say it. We aren't going to pretend to be nice in public and threaten people behind closed doors. Because that's super whack, and it prevents regular people from having informed opinions about things. Here at Q, we want people from all walks of life to be able to see exactly what is happening in our foreign policy and voice their opinions in an informed way. That's how democracies should work, not with all this fakeness and sneaking. So with that being said, I'd like to make a public service announcement to Queen Margrethe of Denmark. Be advised, Queen, you have two options. You can either save some face and accept our incredibly generous offer to buy Greenland, land which you have no legitimate claim to in the first place. Or we could call up some J-Sockies and they could come run up in that royal palace and Roman off you, if you catch my drift. Q loves the people of Denmark, so they have absolutely nothing to worry about. But Q will feel 0% bad if something terrible happens to Denmark's despicable imperialist queen. So we'll give her 30 days to decide. Hopefully she chooses correctly. Because if not, we will light her up and take her cookies by force. And we'll have a jolly good time doing so.
So given this clip was uploaded March 6, 2020, you have to wonder, did anyone put Austin Steinbart up to the task of threatening a monarch for the purpose of U.S. acquisition of Greenland, and to directly reference 17 as being behind it? Now with President Trump and the U.S. Department of Labor directly 17 posting the public, and with Russian Special Envoy Kirill leaving things quite plain for us, it is reasonable to assume the 17 operation has been officially acknowledged and continues on from the foundation of our speculation 5 years ago. Recall Major General Paul Vallely.
Radio fan page. Do you know who the individual calling himself or themselves, if it's an organizational effort, Q? What do you know about that? Was that part of the PSYOP? What are you at liberty to say? Or is it a bunch of bunk?
Well, let me just tell you the QAnon's tied to information. And it comes out of a group called the Army of Northern Virginia, okay?
Yeah.
Now, this is a group of military intelligence specialists of over 800 people that advise the president.
A group of 800 directly advising the president? Major General Paul's connection to Michael Aquino has been highlighted previously, with concerns of possible satanic psy-war on the public. In this day, we're challenged to determine if the 17 is a satanic operation trust plot in the public, or is an important tool of conscientious galvanization with a directed end goal to improve the world in many ways. Stephen Miller, in 10 days, justice will be restored, fully and absolutely. Back on March 28, 2025, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, now considered Secretary of War, provided the public pre-programming on the intent with Greenland.
While Germany controlled Europe, the Nazis set their sights on the Arctic. Greenland became an unwitting combatant, and the United States stepped in, not to conquer, but to protect. In 1943, nearly 1,000 American soldiers with 4 chaplains set sail from New York to Greenland, carrying with them hope, duty, and a quiet fear. But their ship was torpedoed by a Nazi U-boat, and the frigid waters of the North Atlantic became a grave. Those 4 chaplains gave up their life vests, giving their lives so that others might live, to protect America and Greenland. Their sacrifices helped win our freedom, and we will never forget. Together, Americans and Greenlanders stood as sentinels at the top of the world. But today, Greenland faces new threats, from Russian aggression and Chinese expansion. Our shared legacy lives on in every joint mission, every Arctic patrol, every partnership forged in the shadow of melting ice and rising tensions. This is not just history. It is destiny. Now is the time to stand together again. For peace, for security, for the future. America stands with Greenland.
Is this scripting programming with good intent, or is it propaganda with malign intent, establishing an artificial consensus? We'll address that question. People have seen things such as this Mar-a-Lago Jerusalem prayer breakfast and have wondered about potential bias of the administration to a particular group. While those fears exist, it's important to remember that this is quite a huge world. Here, Representative Russia states that there's nothing Denmark would do to stop the US from annexing Greenland. Countries make critical decisions all the time. Other countries view those decisions. It's possible to recognize a country can be biased towards another, but may still make very complex decisions for a plethora of reasons, not always with respect to a single country. Various news events, such as Mayor Eric Adams' NYC coin scam, the group the scam was on behalf, and his interesting form of garb. All of these things may be scripted, optic decisions in various strategic plays and counterplays. In terms of determining a good or evil intent of the US administration, watching Dan Bongino would be key. He intends to return to radio in early February. If we determine his crash out is authentic, meaning that he really does have skeletons to hide concerning Epstein or other sick individuals, then we'll realize and understand that the deck is actually stacked against goodness in the Trump administration. If there is a feigned element to Bongino's return, where it's clear the destruction of his own reputation and crashing out appears to be an act, then we know it's just a part of moves and countermoves necessary to continue the Great Awakening.
That Jeffrey Epstein story is a big deal. Please do not let that story go. Keep your eye on it. Catherine Rumler, we need to keep the heat on this case, folks. There are a lot of people who are knee-deep in the Washington swamp who are not telling you the truth about serious allegations out there that Epstein may have had video and audio of people out there doing things they shouldn't have been doing. And you should be asking yourself the question, how is it that all these people, the CIA director, the Obama fixer, Bill Clinton, all intersected paths with Jeffrey Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein isn't with us anymore, and nobody seems to want to talk about it outside of a few entrepreneurial media outlets saying, hey, this is a big deal.
He killed himself. You want me to I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
If our government tells us the Pates are in control, do we believe it? In his fallout with Ashley St. Clair and the most powerful man in the world, Elon Musk, is this a real narcissist spat? Or is this merely stage play to encourage awareness of the types of manipulation that powerful people can fall under? I've had trouble believing the fallout was legit because she in no way implies a risk of transing her son by simply mentioning Payne and Elon Musk's already trans son, who she calls his sister. Do you really believe that Elon feels that her statements imply a threat that she might transition his 1-year-old boy? Would this very busy, powerful person really seek full custody of the boy for this speculated reason? Why does she go on to file a lawsuit against XAI because of concern of Grok removing people's clothes and putting them in bikinis? Are we really to believe that this is revenge of a previous lover scorned? It seems that this fallout is merely content for the public to talk through and consider even some previously taboo topics, like calculated chess moves to shift the Overton window. In the next video, we'll explore how the optics of the Maduro capture may fit into the long-term plan, which partially involves the Great Awakening, 410 electoral votes to 2020. Maybe understanding the use of advanced tech will help us understand intent of a good versus evil United States government. It's been a rather confusing time over these last 5 years, now going on 6 years, but knowing some of the potential white hats involved, I feel pretty good about everything overall. Pure people, they have to do gray-appearing things to stop black evil. How you discern information streams may be ultimately spiritual. Continue to discern sharply, but while doing so, try to stay balanced. Peace.
The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me, and you sure the only you is you.